The first time my daughter told me I didn't belong in my own house. She was standing on the marble staircase I had installed with my own hands. "It's theirs now," she said. Her voice didn't tremble, it didn't crack. It was steady, rehearsed, like she had been practicing the line in front of a mirror. Behind her, her husband's mother was rearranging the paintings my late wife had chosen 20 years ago. And that's when I realized something was terribly wrong. My name is Daniel. I'm 53 years old. I built my villa from the ground up, brick by brick, loan by loan, overtime shift by overtime shift. The villa wasn't just a house, it was a promise. After my wife, Clara, died from cancer 12 years ago, I made one vow. Our daughter, Sophia, would never feel like she lost everything. I poured myself into work. I expanded my construction business. I skipped vacations. I stopped dating. Every decision I made revolved around one goal: give Sophia a secure, beautiful future. The villa was part of that. 6 bedrooms, a sweeping balcony overlooking the lake, Italian marble floors, a garden Clara had once sketched in a notebook, which I later turned into reality. Sophia grew up in that house. She learned to ride her bike on its driveway. She cried over her first heartbreak in the sunroom. She graduated high school in the backyard under fairy lights I hung myself. And when she brought Adrian home for the first time, I ignored the chill that ran down my spine. Adrian was charming. Too charming. He had that polished smile, that easy laugh. His parents, Lydia and Victor, were equally smooth. They praised everything: my cooking, my business, the villa. "This place," Victor said once, running his hand along the staircase railing, "is a legacy." I should have paid more attention to that word. Legacy. When Sophia announced her engagement, I was happy. Or at least I told myself I was. She was 26, independent, in love. Adrian came from a family-oriented background, as he often reminded me. They believed in living together, pooling resources, supporting each other. At first it seemed admirable. Then the suggestions started. "It's silly for Sophia to rent an apartment," Lydia said one evening over dinner. "Why not let the young couple live here? So much empty space." I hesitated. But Sophia looked at me with those same big brown eyes she had as a child. "Dad, it would just be temporary." Temporary. That word can be dangerous. 6 months after the wedding, Adrian's parents were spending more time at the villa. Then weekends turned into weeks. One afternoon, I came home from a business trip to find Victor's suits hanging in my closet. Not the guest room closet. Mine. "What's this?" I asked Sophia. She sighed as if I were the inconvenience. "Dad, Adrian's parents are selling their house. They need somewhere to stay until they find a new place." I swallowed my discomfort. "How long?" "Just a few months." But months passed. Furniture began to move. My study, my sanctuary, became Victor, temporary office. Clara's china set disappeared from the dining cabinet, replaced by Lydia's ornate plates. When I objected, Adrian smiled. "Daniel, we're family now. Why are you acting like a guest?" A guest? In my own villa. The real shock came on a Tuesday morning. I was in the kitchen when a courier arrived with a thick envelope. It was addressed to Sophia. I didn't mean to pry, but the document slipped from the folder when she opened it. Property transfer agreement. My heart thudded. "What is this?" I asked. Sophia's face hardened. "It's just paperwork, Dad." "Paperwork for what?" She exhaled sharply. "For the villa." The room felt smaller. "What about it?" She crossed her arms. "It's more practical if it's under Adrian's family's management. They have better financial structures. It protects the asset." "Protects? From who?" "Protects from what?" I demanded. From bad decisions, Adrian interjected smoothly. The implication was clear. Me. That evening, the confrontation exploded. I built this house, I shouted. It's in my name. Sophia didn't flinch. You signed it over to me 3 years ago. The words hit like a punch. 3 years earlier, after a minor health scare, I had added Sophia as co-owner to secure her future if anything happened to me. I trusted her. I didn't realize I had signed a clause allowing full transfer rights. You said it was just precaution, I whispered. It was, she said coldly. Now I'm using it. And giving it to them. They're my family now. And I'm what? She looked at me. You're being selfish. Selfish? After everything. The next morning, I woke to find the locks changed. My suitcase sat by the door. Lydia stood nearby, arms folded. Sophia thought it would be less emotional this way. Less emotional. I stared at my daughter. She didn't meet my eyes. It's theirs now, she said. I left. Not because I had nowhere to fight, but because I needed to think. I checked into a modest hotel across town. I sat on the bed for hours, staring at my phone. Anger is dangerous when it's loud. But when it's quiet, it becomes strategy. I called my lawyer. 3 weeks later, I walked back into that villa. Not as a father, as a plaintiff. Here, what Sophia and Adrian didn't know. When I transferred co-ownership, I also established a protective trust for tax purposes. The villa was technically held under Daniel and Clara Estate Holdings, a structure my accountant insisted on after Clara's death. Sophia had rights, but not the authority to transfer the controlling interest without trustee approval. Which was me. And the bank. And the court. Adrian's property transfer was void. Worse than void, it was fraudulent. The day court papers were served, Victor's confidence cracked. You're suing your own daughter, he sneered. No, I replied calmly. I'm correcting a mistake. Sophia called me that night. How could you do this? How could you? I asked quietly. Silence. For the first time, her voice trembled. They said you would eventually remarry, that you'd sell the house, that I needed to secure my future. They. Adrian's parents. There it was. The seed. Court moved quickly once financial manipulation surfaced. Adrian had already leveraged the villa as collateral for a business loan, without proper authorization. When the bank discovered the irregularity, everything unraveled. Within 2 months, the transfer was nullified. Within 3, Adrian's business collapsed. Within 4, Sophia moved into a rented apartment, alone. Adrian filed for bankruptcy. And then divorce. The day Sophia knocked on my apartment door, yes, I had downsized intentionally. I almost didn't open it. She looked smaller somehow. I was wrong, she said. Not dramatic, not tearful. Just tired. I wanted to believe they loved me, she continued, but they loved what you built. I didn't say I told you so. Because parenthood isn't about winning. It's about waiting. I sold the villa 6 months later. Not out of spite, but out of closure. Houses hold energy. And that one held too much betrayal. I split the proceeds. Half into my retirement fund. Half into a trust, accessible to Sophia only if she remained sole beneficiary. No spouses, no in-laws, no loopholes. When I told her, she nodded. I don't deserve it, she whispered. It's not about deserve, I said. It's about lessons. Today, I'm 53. I live in a smaller home by the lake. I've started dadding again, slowly. Sophia is rebuilding her life. She works now, truly works. She understands value in a way she never did before. Sometimes we sit together on my porch, drinking tea. There's still a scar between us. But scars mean healing happened. And if you're wondering whether I forgave her, yes, but forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting.